inspiration. He is an entrepreneur, he is a community activist. This man is on the front line for social change. He cares about what the future will be for you young, about to be young adults. He is the owner of She's Happy Hair. He also has a nonprofit, She's Happy Foundation. This is Warren Broadnax of She's Happy Hair.
Texas. I am the CEO of She's Happy Hair. Hopefully a few of y'all have heard of it before. That's what I'm talking about. In addition to that, I am the CEO of Happy BT. We are a screen print company based out of Pearland, Texas. Also, I am the CEO of GGB Trucking. We are a trucking and logistics company. And I am the executive director of the She's Happy Foundation. We are a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to giving back to youth just like yourself. Basically, a little history about myself. Again, I'm born and raised here in Houston, Texas. I'm also a father. I have 3 young boys who I preach to all the time. So I don't always have a mic in front of my face, but I'm always preaching at home to them. I'm also a husband. My beautiful wife and business partner with Happy BT, Warren Broadnax, is sitting right there. I just really want to come up here and speak to you guys in hopes to inspire you, to let you guys know that life isn't easy, nothing is easy. So I'm going to share a little bit of my story with you and a little bit of advice to take on with you with this long journey that you guys call life. Because y'all just beginning to start, and it only gets harder from here. I read on Facebook not too long ago, it said, I always wanted to be an adult. Man. Bad idea, I want it. You know, when you get to adulthood, you find out, like, oh, I wish I was back sitting in these seats. But ain't no reverse on life. So a little bit about me. I'm originally from Houston, Texas. I am the oldest son of 2 kids. I was raised in Sunnyside, Missouri City, and southwest area of Houston, Texas. I was raised by a single mother. So growing up, life was very hard for me. We were raised on government assistance. We didn't have defining things in life. As far as the father figure in my life, my father was in my life, but he at the time was addicted to drugs. So coming up in life, I had to watch my mom struggle a lot. I didn't really have a positive role model in my life growing up. So for the lack of the positive role models I have, I try to compensate for people like y'all and speak to y'all every chance I get. Growing up, I had about 10 uncles, but still no positive role model, unfortunately. Sad to say, growing up, drugs and prison, that pipeline is for real. So if you don't know anybody who's affected by it, a lot of people are. And I'm a one person that was highly affected by it, but that didn't determine my outcome, or didn't lead to my demise. Growing up, again, I didn't have a positive role model. All my uncles spent at least 10 years in prison. So this is the life that I grew up with. These are the people who I've seen. These are the cycles that I grew up with. But I didn't let that get me down. What I would do is I would imagine what I wanted to be when I grew up. I knew everything that I saw around me is not what I wanted to see. So I imagined what I wanted to be. I wanted to become a business owner. And watching my mom struggle early on in life let me know that number 1, life doesn't really care about you. Number 2, you only got yourself. You got to be tough. You got to be tough. When you're watching a single mother, now that I'm a father of 3 parents, I couldn't imagine how it felt to watch my mom break down and cry as I liked so I couldn't imagine those feelings. Now I'm a father of three kids, I understand that. And luckily I'm in a situation where I can provide for them. Growing up, I grew up in the Houston southwest side of town. We moved a lot growing up due to hardships. I went to 5 different elementary schools. I went to 4 different middle schools. I would like to attain that to be having my great personality because I was always the new guy. So moving on, I went to high school at Willow Ridge High School. I graduated in 2001. So I know that y'all about to graduate right now. I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember graduation day like it was yesterday, and I had 0 plans. I went to a few college visits because I was extremely smart, but I was a procrastinator. Nobody in my family went to college. My parents graduated from high school. So although we stressed education, high school was kind of like the end of the baton for us. Like, great job, you got out of high school. Strive hard. That's one thing to talk. Always strive hard. I always want to be better than the people before you. Briefly after graduating from Wood Ridge High School in 2001, I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. 2 weeks in the summer, I knew that I had to do something because I did not want to fall susceptible to all of the cycles that was around me. So I always tell the story a lot of times. I went to go pick up one of my friends from the club because I was partying, just graduated. And as I went to go pick him up, he showed me a delayed entry program card to the United States Navy. And I thought he was crazy. What are you doing? You should never sign up for the military. We went out to party that weekend, and on Sunday, I decided to ride with my mom to church in the car. I usually drive my own car. And during that ride, my mom was being a mom, like pretty sure y'all moms. You need to do something. You need to get out of here. You need to figure it out. And in the midst of that rant, she told me, you need to go to the military. My friend just showed me a military card Friday. This is Sunday. My mom's telling me, you need to go to the military. Oh, God is talking to me. I got to go. So that Monday, I went to the Naval Recruiting Station. When I took my test, scored extremely high on my ASVAB, came backstage that night downtown in Houston. Tuesday, I was signing my life away for the United States Navy. I made that decision, and that decision was a pivotal part of my life because the Navy, it's a lot of things to a lot of people. To me, growing up the way I did and seeing the things I've seen, it was my way of putting myself in prison. It was my way of cutting myself off from all distractions in life and trying to figure it out. So I know you guys are young, you got your whole life ahead of you. But that small decision 2 weeks after I graduated high school, I really feel like changed the course of my life. So I want to let y'all know how serious it is, right? With that decision, I was in the United States Navy from 2001 to 2005. I traveled all over the globe. Australia, Thailand, Japan, you name it, I've pretty much been there. It opened my eyes up to everything that was bigger in Houston, Texas. Prior to going to boot camp was my first time on an airplane. I'd never been outside of Texas before prior to this, so everything was a shocker. But don't let your small circle confine you, because a lot of people, your parents will tell you, you don't want to go out there, it's scary out there. Go find out, go explore the world. That's what it's all about. Life is about becoming yourself. Never hide your experiences away from yourself. Upon coming back from the United States Navy, I worked in Africa for a few months for Halliburton. In Djibouti, Africa, if anybody's ever heard of that place. After coming back from there, I spent 6 years at Harris County Juvenile Probation downtown. And I spent a lot of time with the youth there, and I would talk to them, and I have a passion for the youth because I always feel if I see a young man or a young woman, I'm gonna tell you something that I wish somebody would have told me. So I spent a lot of time learning about the youth there, and some of them that had made mistakes that they can't come back from. And I learned at that point I used to always feel like everybody has a chance. But when you're talking to a 16-year-old and he tells you he's illiterate, and he tells you that it's 8 of them, and 5 boys, and his mom never cared about any of the 5 boys, they had to fend for themselves from birth, and the girls only got to care. You realize everybody doesn't have chances like you guys got. You guys are sitting here looking great with suits on, everybody who cares about you. Take this opportunity and run with it. Everybody don't have these opportunities. And I really want you guys to know that. After working for Harris County Juvenile Probation, I spent 4 years working as a firefighter here in Houston, Texas. I went back and worked in the same neighborhoods I came from. A lot of times you call 911, I see some of my homeboys, moms there, I see some of my homeboys, or even my family members. I've transported a few of my cousins. But I spent my life prior to starting my business serving people. Whether I served people in the United States Navy, where I served the citizens of Harris County, where I served the citizens of Houston, Texas. At the fire department, I was able to start my first business. While working, I've always had an entrepreneurial mindset. I always knew that if I could put myself in a position to where I control my destiny, I would be okay. As a firefighter in Houston, Texas, you only work 2 days a week, 48-hour shift. You work 24 hours on, 24 hours off, and 24 hours on, and then you're off for 5 days. As a firefighter, most people get second jobs. I took this opportunity to work for myself. My co-founder of She's Happy Hair, Marcus Biles, gave me a phone call one time. I was on overtime at the fire department. And he said, man, I got a great idea. This is August of 2012. I was like, what you got? He was like, man, we should sell hair. Like every other man in here, I didn't know very much about hair at the time. So I was extremely dismissive of it. Man, get off of my phone. You crazy. But you never know, right? I'm standing here as the CEO of She's Happy Hair. So you never know. I always want to run towards those experiences. Now at this time he tells me, man, I got some guys that made $4,000 selling hair in a weekend. I'm working 24 hours for $200. They made $4,000 in the weekend, and they don't have to run it in those smoking houses with flames coming out of it. So at that time, I was like, hey man, let me do a little research and figure out what's going on. What I would do on my 5 days off is I began to work for myself. I would wake up in the morning, I would work out, give me a nice haircut, and I would walk into beauty shops and ask women questions. Because I didn't know anything about the products. All the time I walked in there, hey, I'm Warren, my sister sent me in here. Could you tell me about your hair? They would talk to me for 3 hours. If a woman walks into a beauty shop, a barber shop, a man is going to talk to you as long as you want to talk to him. It's the same thing for a man. I understood that in beauty shops, so I used to do it. After 3 hours, I would leave. Oh, okay, I'll put my sister in here. But I was learning my knowledge. At this time, all my friends was laughing at me. They work for me right now. But they all laugh at me. Man, call me in the morning, man, let's go hang out, man, let's go catch some drinks. Oh man, I gotta get out here and work for myself. Man, you don't even have to go to the station today. Nah, man, I'm kind of starting my own business. You're crazy. Laugh at me and get off the phone. And you see the vision. You have to understand, when you guys got vision, everybody not gonna be on your level. So we grew from that to eventually making the first order. If anybody in here knows She's Happy Hair, you probably heard commercials, you probably seen TV. We try to do a lot of marketing. And people probably think, oh man, I can't get started on my business, especially if you guys have entrepreneurial aspirations. Oh, I don't have enough money, I can't get started on my business. We started She's Happy Hair with $900. I had $450, he had $450. And I probably only had $450 at that time. But you have to invest in yourself. Right? Well, look, this is 2012. Right now, we're only in, that was August. This phone call happened in August of 2012. This is what, May of 2018. We currently have 6 locations, right? In 3 different markets. We just signed a big deal with a big retailer to open up 10 new locations in the next 3 years and 6 new different markets. We're a multi-million-dollar business off of a $900 investment. In addition to She's Happy Hair, I also have Happy Me Tea, which I started with me and my wife, Warren Broadnax. Another business that we didn't know anything about. Once we got married in 2014, me being an entrepreneur, I just didn't like my wife working a 9 to 5. So what we did is we decided to start a t-shirt company. We didn't know anything about t-shirts at all. Took our first class in January of 2015, and we flew all over the country to learn about t-shirts, learn every aspect of it. We currently have a location that's been open in Pearland for 2 years right now. So I just want to keep telling you guys, keep driving, because nothing's easy. So many long nights of me and her learning how to do graphic design and being on the computer at the house at 4 in the morning. I'm successful with She's Happy Hair already, but I'm still doing my work with my other business. Never be satisfied. Always keep going. This is what I want to let y'all know. It's not easy. It's not. I tell my sons all the time, if you accept hard work, you can overcome any situation. If you just accept that it's going to be hard. If you go into a situation, if y'all going off to college, if you tell yourself it's going to be hard, but I'm going to get this degree, then you're going to get it. And that's what I want to tell you guys, is just keep pushing. Never stop. We just recently launched the She's Happy Foundation. So I'm happy to have a return back to servitude. The She's Happy Foundation is something, we just launched the foundation this year, but as all of the years that She's Happy Hair has been in existence, we've always did give backs. We have 5 years of giving back back to school supplies to kids. 5 years. We give over 1,000 backpacks each location for back to school. That Sunday before the first day of school for boys, you can bring them to any She's Happy Hair location. We're going to cut their hair for free because we know how important it is. We have over 5 years of Santa Claus at the store. It bothered me as a child to walk through the mall, walk through Sharpstown Mall, see that big pretty Santa, and people in line, we couldn't afford it. Oh, that used to rub me the wrong way, you don't know. So every Christmas now, if you got kids, you can bring them She's Happy Hair. We got Santa Claus there, you can take photos. Every Easter, your kids don't have an Easter egg, bring them to She's Happy Hair. We just did our first inaugural fun day at the park, we had over 1,200 kids out there. Free Easter egg hunt, everything's for free. So we were happy to launch the She's Happy Foundation to give back to underprivileged youth. We're currently working on an entrepreneurship program this year with a few underprivileged kids out of Yates and Worthing, and you guys are more than welcome to come. I just want to tell y'all, believe in yourself. In any situation, start off with a positive mindset. Because whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. You gotta know that. So if you come in a situation, I'll never get this done. You will never get it done. You accept the hard work, get it in your mind that you go do it, see it before you get there, you go get there. I guarantee you. I'm a testament of it. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. We love y'all. Thank y'all.
You go into it, that's some real advice, bro. That's some dope advice. You go into it already thinking it's gonna be hard, you're gonna get through it. If you go in with the mindset like, then it's gonna be,